Okay, it says we're live. Tell me if, and you know what? It went live instantly this time on just using YouTube instead of Restream. So I'm gonna have to cut these two and put them together. You know what I mean? Like instead of the delay that I usually get for going live, it clicked right away.
All right, I
Let's
think we're
try
up
this right now.
now.
It's definitely up now. Let
Great.
me just tweet out a new link.
Yep. I'll steal it and share it too.
Okay, that's tweeted out. All right. Let me just retweet it from this, and we'll cut the video if you want to. Just if you were watching live and it cut out, watch it afterwards. You'll be able to catch this on the same video. I'm just gonna splice them together, and then we'll get going.
I'll just quote retweet it and say we're back after a brief intermission.
After a brief intermission, yeah. Okay,
This is all part of the plan.
we've picked up a few of the viewers back. Okay, so all right. Honestly, after all that nonsense, I kind of forget what we were talking about.
We're on Last Guardian. I know that much.
Yeah, Last Guardian.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what we were talking about in Last Guardian. God damn it.
I think I was. So we're talking about. I think the appeal of the game.
Yeah.
Clown was talking about.
Yeah, Naruto and how the characters look very familiar, and I agree with that. I just in Clowns was saying he doesn't think it's gonna sell well. He thinks it's gonna hit who it was meant to hit. And
yeah.
I think that's probably true. I think overall.
I tend to think that, and it'll probably sell very well in Japan, just like Final Fantasy will. But I tend to think that these games that do have a niche audience in the States just don't have mass appeal. Like Metal Gear Solid 5 had a bizarre case too, and like for people who don't know what it's about, I think it doesn't appeal. And The Last Guardian, have you guys seen the case? Have all of you seen what the case looks like?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a kitty cat with like little tiny wings. Like it doesn't look. It's not going to appeal to some 20-something testosterone fueled dude, and like that's fine. But those are probably your core demographic who buys games.
But you're gonna turn it over and you're gonna see like character that looks like Avatar: The Last Airbender, and you're gonna be like 20-something, and you were forced to watch Nickelodeon. That was your babysitter.
Yeah.
Coming over from school, and you're like, oh wow, I gotta check this out.
Yeah.
Just imagine it sitting on a case next to Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and that somebody who knows nothing about either of them has to go purely off of first impressions, right? Like that's.
Well, I gotta be honest with you, Barry Claw. I would choose The Last Guardian over Infinite Warfare.
Wow.
But even if like imagine all you know is like Call of Duty's okay, but you don't really follow the press with it. I don't know.
Yeah. No.
I'd be like,
I understand what you mean by that.
Never-ending story versus too much futuristic stuff. Choose that one.
Sure.
Bastin, have you anything to say about Last Guardian before we move on?
That kid looks very misplaced.
You think?
I agree.
Yeah, he's like watercolors compared to non-watercolors.
Oh, compared to non-water. Okay. No, I
Maybe
understand.
Kojima had a part in this.
I actually think that despite graphics looking dated, as far as like it looks like there's a thick sheen of like fog at all times. I actually think aesthetically the game is pretty pleasing. I think Trico looks great. I think the little boy. I actually disagree with you. I think the little kid looks cool. I don't think they necessarily look great right next to each other, but I think that aesthetically, the game is on point. I just think that I don't know. I don't know.
It fits with what it was going for.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't match what people have seen. No, but for what it was going for and the lore associated with like prior games that are related, like Ico. I mean, it looks like it's supposed to. I think for what they were going for. But I don't know. I'm going to rent it. From what I've seen, it has not made me want to pay $60 for it. I'm sorry. It's just there's just no way, especially since I've heard people like speeding it in like 7.5 hours. Like that's not gonna do it for me. I'm gonna take definitely longer than speedrunners take, but at the same time, like there's absolutely no replayability.
Right. Yeah. No, the Last Guardian. if it had been announced 2 years ago, I think that people would pass it off like a knack. I'm trying to think of an Xbox equivalent of a game that kind of flopped. Recore, I guess, is probably the best equivalent. I know that game has a cult following, but like games that were like okay. But like, I guess my point is, and people point this out on Twitter, a lot of what Recore got as negative feedback, story a little longer than it should be. It felt like it should be maybe 6 hours long. Frame rate issues, load times, just general performance is the same thing that people leveled against Last Guardian, but one of them got a free pass. And I'm not trying to play into the narrative of console bullshit. I think it's more about the idea of, for 10 years, we've been telling ourselves, this is going to live up to expectations, and when it doesn't, we're like, well,
Yeah,
but
you're
it still
reluctant.
does this right.
Right, yeah, you're kind of
Because
reluctant.
nobody wants to admit that they were looking forward to a bad game, right? It's kind of like, I mean, I guess it's a little bit different from Duke Nukem, but
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. No, it's definitely true. I mean, the difference between that and Duke Nukem Forever, which was in a similar situation, was that Duke Nukem Forever was just so bad, and the people that are fans of Duke Nukem are like such hardcore, like they're not afraid to call out bullshit when bullshit. And they had something else to go back to. People will say, "Oh, this isn't Duke Nukem of old. This isn't what we wanted. This isn't a continuation of the same old." Whereas Last Guardian, there really wasn't anything before that, and that was kind of like the big hype of PlayStation brand. So,
yeah, I would say The Last Guardian had maybe more intellectual appeal than like
yes,
again, like Duke Nukem is like the epitome of game developers tongue in cheek embracing frat boy culture, right? Which isn't bad, but just very different. Yeah.
all right.
Well, I think
go ahead.
I gotta say, Duke Nukem for its heyday was like innovating. So I don't necessarily think it's hidden the frat boy culture. I think it's hidden, this is what we could do at this time kind of thought process.
I just meant the humor of Duke Nukem is very like
Yes.
macho testosterone bullshit.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, no, undeniably was an influential game. I just meant tonally, like Bulletstorm, which is in a lot of ways very similar as far as tone goes. Anyway, tangent over.
Tangent over. All right, we got to move on because we're running out of time. Even though the stream restarted, it looks like we've only been streaming for 7 minutes. But we've got a couple more things here just to quickly go over. I think we'll talk about the first. We'll talk about the Nintendo thing in more depth on a different show when we get more details, because most of that is really just speculation at this point. But just wanted to make kind of an announcement about Elder Scrolls Online, which is still kicking around and still has a huge following. Is getting a really, really big update, which I'm actually really surprised, because I thought this game was kind of like, coasting off into the sunset, not going to really get too many, really big, substantial game-altering updates. And, I'm being surprised here. They're getting the Homestead update, which is coming early 2017. You're going to be able to build houses, craft furniture for those houses. You're going to be able to keep pets, invite people over. You're gonna get stat buffs from doing certain things in your house, and it's a lot of it is showing off, but at the same time there is some real in-game implications to having a house and keeping a pet and storing things. And so I know, Clowns, you brought this to my attention, so I want to go to you first about this. What is this Homestead thing as big of a deal as I think it is, or?
Yeah, it is, because this is something that the fans have been asking for since the game has launched. I mean, this was one of the biggest complaints on Reddit, was like, oh, I wish I could have my own house. I wish it could be like, Skyrim's DLC where I can get my own place. And finally, they bring it to us as gamers. I mean, they finally paid attention, and I'm sure it took a while because their servers are huge in the EU and in North America. So, yeah, I mean, this is big, and you can buy more than one house. Mm-hmm. I mean, one of only the same type in each city, but you can buy multiple houses, and it's account bound. So, like, I could hop on another character, and I still have my house.
Right.
That's bad. That is badass for them to do that.
Right. So it's really for you and not just for that character. It's really your house and not just, like, Sassy Dolph or whoever I can name my character. It's not just his. It's Inferno 217's character, not just
not just Assassin's Khaleesi character.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Assassin, I know you're probably not going to get back into ESO, but is this a big deal, in your opinion?
I mean, I go back to it
Oh, really?
once
Okay.
in a while, yeah. I mean, it's a big deal. The question is, how much money am I going to be putting up before that?
Right.
Real, real money. not
Real money, yeah.
Game.
Yeah, there's gonna be obviously there's gonna be some microtransaction stuff. They announced that there's gonna be some stuff that you can buy with in-game money. Not all of it though. You use in-game money for. So details are still a little iffy on what exactly you can use real money for versus in-game money.
Another
Go ahead.
Another thing too I want to point out is that this is a big update for them, okay? So this means they're going to continue supporting this game. This is telling us as fans, hey, we're not going anywhere, and now you have a house. So I mean, don't quit the game now. Don't quit now. Keep coming back. We're going to keep adding stuff. And they're doing that even with the DLC, like the side, what do you call them, like brotherhoods, guilds, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, I mean, like, they're always adding content. Kind of like World of Warcraft.
Bearclaw, you have any thoughts about this?
Yeah, so and I'll keep it brief. First and foremost, I do not play this game,
Why
so
not?
not a lot to say. But what I will say is everything you're talking about, cool for existing players. Not really pulling me in though. You know what I mean? And then that's the thing with Elder Scrolls Online is they've got a dedicated fan base, and partly for what Clowns is just addressing, and that they found a good way to keep people hooked. But are they hooking anyone else? You know what I mean? Like, is this update enough to pull someone who's been on the fence? Kind of don't think so.
Right.
Well,
Nobody can
see,
get the game cheap.
Yeah, I disagree with you on a little bit, Bearclaw, because I'm not saying the general public to be like, oh wow, there's houses, let's everybody hop on this thing, it's no, but I am gonna say that those who were into Skyrim, that liked the houses in Skyrim, that hated ESO because there was no houses and just said, hey, I'm not gonna play it. I think it's gonna pull in existing Skyrim fans or other Elder Scrolls fans that have avoided this and like, okay, cool, now I can hang out with my friends and I can actually have a house to put stuff in, maybe possibly even decorate it. So yeah, it's gonna pull in more fans for them.
Okay.
I mean, there's potential. I think a lot of ESO players are kind of, especially at the onset of the game. I'm not really sure now because I don't play it as much. But at the onset, I know people were really frustrated about how ganky the social aspects were, like questing together. That kind of stuff was a little iffy. It wasn't as straightforward as I think it should have been, especially for, something that was being advertised as the next big MMO. With lore behind it, with the big name of Elder Scrolls. But now that with this house thing, I think this is kind of like them showing that they are ready to take the social thing very seriously. And I think the house thing, if anything, is going to be extremely social. Obviously, it's not it's not just meant for somebody to just go to and sleep, and it's meant to be very social. So I think I agree with you a little bit, Clowns. I don't know if Elder Scrolls is going to see this big surge of players because of this, but I think the people who are playing and people that have kind of gone away from playing will probably revisit it just to check this out. So, all right, so that's the ESO thing coming early 2017. All right, didn't look like it clicked.
Hey, I know this is going to be another tangent, and I mean to shut up about it. Did they ever give away that $1 million?
I have no idea what you're even talking about, to be honest.
You don't remember when ESO
Yeah.
Online tried to give away $1 million?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a big thing at last year's VGAs. They announced it, and then there was no press about it ever.
Yeah, sorry, Bearclaw, I won. I just didn't
You
know.
won't. You've been holding out. You won't. I keep saying, "Hey, order me pizza," and you just won't do it. And then,
Well, I used that money to help your political agenda. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong one.
Oh, okay. All right,
Make ESO great again.
Make ESO great again. Hashtag. All right, last kind of topic here, and then we're gonna get out of here. I'm sorry, we're not gonna spend as much time on it as I would have hoped, but we will get to this as more details come out. But there is a report that has not been quite confirmed that GameCube games are going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch Virtual Console. And old purchased games that you've already purchased on Virtual Console are going to require yet another upgrade fee like it did on the Wii U. So if you bought NES games on the Virtual Console on your original Wii, and you paid your upgrade fee on the Wii U, you're gonna have to pay another goddamn upgrade fee to play on your Switch Virtual Console, which is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Inferno, do you know how much the upgrade fee was?
No idea. I don't remember because honestly, my Virtual Console stuff that I had on the Wii, I never even touched on my Wii.
So I could be wrong. I think for games that were $5 or $10, I think it was $1, which is not a big deal.
I mean,
but at that point,
why?
Come
Why do they
on.
even?
Yeah.
Then why do they need it?
Right,
Yeah,
right,
at $1. Yeah, at $1. Why do you need that, Nintendo? You seriously need to gut me for $1?
right.
Like to play my
And-
friggin' NES games? Come on.
This is why piracy runs rampant on Nintendo consoles.
It is greed,
Well,
dude.
and yet, well, and like I think speaking about that, clowns, didn't Nintendo just announce something yesterday where they're going to start paying people to report 3DS security flaws that allow people to do piracy? And it's probably because like they do these really stingy, bizarre things. But I think what's kind of interesting, I guess, is that Nintendo gets a free pass. And they've done this for a long time. They did this with Wii to Wii U, and now they're doing it again.
Yeah, but it's not gonna keep having like this is their chance to come back to relevancy, and that is a value add having the Virtual Console, especially retro gaming's up. Look at the NES Classic; it is
Agreed.
up big time. It is
Agreed.
like $1 friggin' you're gonna charge for me to get my game again that I've already paid for, and potentially have already paid another upgrade fee. Absurd, man.
And
Right,
yeah,
right.
what about those retro gamers that just collect the Virtual Console games too? Like, buy them every time they go on sale, every chance they get, and they might have like, I don't know, let's say 70 or 80 Virtual Console games.
Yeah, so that's $70 or $80
Well-
depending on what they're on.
And I think in a world where, and again, PlayStation has dropped the ball this gen, but I think they'll figure it out for next gen. In a world where backwards compatibility exists on PC and on Xbox, if that didn't already exist, I think this would be fine. I think like if Xbox wasn't already giving me my old games for free to play on Xbox One, I wouldn't mind paying $1. But
that's a
since
good point.
Microsoft has like set this status quo of like, hey, you bought Call of Duty Black Ops in 2010. I don't remember anymore. Whenever that game came out, you bought this game, half a decade ago. It's still free because you still have a disc.
Right.
Like, it's just.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, imagine 360. Imagine they're like, we're making Xbox 360 backwards compatible. Everybody goes nuts at E3, all this shit, and then later it comes out like in meetings with the press that they didn't really talk about the fact that you're gonna have to pay like $3 per title to play it.
I mean, there was even backlash when the PS4 Pro was first announced because a rumor said that you were going to have to pay for Pro updates. Thank God that's not true.
Right.
But imagine, like,
Right, and like you said,
It's
Nintendo gets a free pass. Like,
and
Nintendo-
again, nostalgia. Like, that's gotta be it. But for so many reasons, they don't mind being the little brother. They don't mind. They let Microsoft and Sony compete because they know that if somebody's going to buy a second console, it's not going to be if you have a PlayStation, you're not going to buy an Xbox next. You're going to buy a Nintendo product, and vice versa with Xbox.
Right.
I think that Nintendo is content doing these little bullshit moves because, frankly, Nintendo gamers are willing to do it. Nostalgia drives so much of what Nintendo does.
Right.
And it works.
Yeah, it's probably gonna work this time. I mean, we don't have all the details, so I don't want to like go crazy about this topic. But
Yeah. Well, and Virtual Console with GameCube is very different than charging me for NES, right? Like Super Mario Sunshine on a Switch, fuck yeah. But again, $1 for Donkey Kong is a little bit extreme after I've paid $5 or $10 for it in the past. Sorry to cut you off.
right. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Dassin, thoughts about this?
Greedy bastards. That's all I have to say.
Nice. Yeah, the GameCube thing looks like it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. I know clowns obviously think this is ridiculous because there's like a million different ways to now emulate an NES game. So
Well, I mean, what was it on the Wii U and on the Wii? Correct me if I'm wrong, but did they port GameCube games to those on Virtual Console?
Not virtual
No.
because the regular Wii could play GameCube games.
GameCube disc.
Yeah.
So this is the first time I think GameCube is going to be included on the Virtual Console per report. So
Right. And frankly, Eurogamer, despite Eurogamer, whatever your opinion might be of them, they've actually been pretty accurate as far as all their Nintendo Switch
Definitely,
stuff.
definitely. So,
And on the Wii U, do they have GameCube Virtual?
No,
no.
but they also can't play Wii games. I want to say I have. The funny thing is, I've got a Wii U right over there, and I haven't ever put a Wii game in. But
No,
as
you
far as
can.
can
You can.
you put a disc in?
Yeah.
Okay, well then
But
I'm wrong. Sorry.
Here's the thing that bothers me with this, right? Is on the Wii U, if you research, different websites on underground security things and things in the game industry in general, in certain press areas, they'll talk, and NeoGAF even talks about this. And NeoGAF actually praises some of this stuff, emulators and stuff. But on the Wii U, you can emulate the GameCube stuff already if
Yep.
you do things to it. And I think that, I'm not saying it's right. I think it's wrong to cheat a developer out of, hard-earned money. However, it's because Nintendo doesn't deliver this to the
Right.
fans.
Right. Yeah. If you don't supply the demand, then somebody else will. Right.
Right. Right. And now they are, and it may be too late.
Yeah.
But
Oh, who are we shitting? People are still gonna buy a updated version of Super Mario Sunshine.
yeah, probably. You're probably right.
Yeah.
But
Is it going to get the Crash Bandicoot makeover?
No. I'm sure it'll be just straight up emulation, but who knows? We'll see. We don't have all the details. Like Bear Claw said, it's from Eurogamer, and Eurogamer is fairly accurate in this stuff. So I'm tending to believe it. But when they officially, I think it's January 12th, they're going to be talking a lot more about Nintendo Switch and
Just over a month, which is weird to say, but yeah.
Yeah, just over a month. We're going to hear a lot more about it. Price, I'm sure, what's actually in it, more about this backwards compatible stuff. So I'm sure when that comes around, we're going to revisit this topic. So sorry to kind of keep it short because I knew this topic, is a big one. Go ahead.
I mean, who knows in the future? Maybe they'll be able to emulate on the Wii U the Nintendo Switch games.
Nice. Depending on the power, I mean.
Yeah. Again, we can speculate about the power because I have opinions about that too, right? I mean, how powerful can you make something that's the size of your hand? We'll see.
Right.
But again, yes, we'll talk about that in you'll talk about it in January. Maybe I'll be back.
No. If you got strong
I'll butt my
opinions,
way in.
yeah, you're
I'll
coming back if you've got strong opinions. You're coming back. All right, Assassin. I'm sorry. Do you have anything else to say about this?
Nope.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Sorry it was cut a little bit. I will mix the two videos together so you can watch it streamlessly. Wow, that's the word. A streamless video of it on YouTube. So make sure if you guys missed some of the show, you go to youtube.com/quarters to watch full episode or our prior episodes or our video reviews. We're going to have a video review of Dead Rising 4 probably coming next week. Maybe this weekend, depending on how much time I have to put out the review. Find us on Twitter at 4GWQ Podcast. You can find us all individually at our little rotating things below our names if you're watching the video version. Also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/4guysrecorders. On Twitch, we stream a little bit on there. I don't know. Maybe due to the problems we've been having with Restream, we may be just going to YouTube. I'm not sure. We'll discuss that and get back to you guys. Both Twitch and Beam are 4 Guys with Quarters. So just search over there. And, of course, our website, 4guyswithquarters.com. Go over there for news, articles, reviews, and our episodes of the show. And Bear Claw Gaming, thanks for filling in for us this week. Why don't you tell the lovely folk where we can find you?
Absolutely. So as they were saying, and it's been rotating down the bottom, find me on Twitter. I'm pretty active. Love to chat with people. Love to follow people back. So if we can talk about games, I'd love to. If you want to read my reviews or just news articles, catch up on what you might have missed during the day, I tend to have an article a day during the week when I'm not super slammed. But that's at bearclawgaming.com. Again, thanks so much to 4 Guys for having me tonight. It's always great coming back and chatting with you guys for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we love you, Bear Claw. We'll have you back again very, very soon.
All right.
Obviously, Taylor, who is sick, and we appreciate that you do it on such short notice.
You
for
know
us.
me, no life, so
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And with that, we will end the stream, guys. Next week. Oh.